Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a small water park. This water park features 3 large slides, a bowl water slide, rainbow water slide, and a drop water slide. We also have a kids water slide as well. You might be able to see it with the playhouse. We also have an ice cream stand, changing rooms, a car park. We also have a pool, which all of the 3 main water slides converge into, and we also have a sandy beach area. And, well, that's it. Does there really need to be more? This is the amount of space required to make your water park. Feel free to make this grid in your world if you do feel as though it will help you out. Here are all of the materials that we will use throughout the build. Please do make sure that you have access to all of these. If you have made the grid, begin on the front right hand corner of it. And from here, you want to, from this corner, count backwards by 20, and that will give us the amount of space that we have to extend backwards, and then count inwards by 30, and then that will show us where we begin our build. So 20 and then 30, starting from the front right hand corner. So from this point, we want to dig in the ground, and we want to dig a row of 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, extending to the left. Dig backwards in the ground by 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then dig across, and we want to join all the way back to where we very first started, so just like this. So the idea from here is simple. We have to dig at the very least 3 layers down into the ground, 1, 2, 3, and we want to dig out the entire area that we have marked out. So once we have created a big giant empty hole, we will fill the sides of it in using smooth quartz. So the sides meaning the front, left, back, right, but we also want to fill the base in with smooth quartz as well. We also want to add some smooth quartz slabs around the perimeter of the pool, and we will install some stairs. If you like, you can add things like sea lanterns and what have you to light the bottom of the pool, but that is going to be personal preference. With this accomplished, we are now going to move on to our first water slide. We'll fill the pool in later. So we're going to begin on the right side of our pool using lime concrete. First of all, we want to find the center of the pool. This is relatively easy to do. I'm pretty sure that this is the middle, but to be 100% certain, there will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks on the left and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks on the right. So I have dug out this center row all the way down to the ground. Going to replace that using lime concrete. We're going to destroy these left and right blocks and build up lime concrete from inside of the pool extending up and outwards like this. So this joins to the smooth quartz. We will then extend these lime concretes backwards this way by 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, just like this. We now want to, on top of the end of one of these rows, it doesn't matter which one you do first, we have to do it to them both, place a lime concrete. Extend back by 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up 1, back by 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up 1, back by 3, 1, 2, 3, up by 1, back 1, up by 3, 1, 2, 3, back 1, up by 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, back 1, up by 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, back by 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We then want to place a smooth quartz block underneath this lime concrete, extend out by 2, 1, 2, and then back by 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At this point, what we can now do is head all the way back down to the opposite side of the slide, and we can copy the row of lime concrete that we have already placed on that side onto this side of the slide. We are literally doing the exact same thing, just leaving one row's gap, so it should be nice and quick and easy. Now, once we are up here, this is where things change a little bit. We want to place a quartz block underneath the top lime concrete and then extend it outwards by 5 using your smooth quartz. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can now extend back and we can join across to get back to pretty much where we started on the, or where we finished on the opposite side. So now that we have this large rectangular shape, this will actually be filled in using oak planks like this, because this is going to be the platform that we eventually climb up onto so that we can go down our slide. And we will also want to stick a smooth quartz stair just at the top here so that we can climb into the slide. At the top of this platform, we want to place smooth quartz blocks on the corners, and on the center of the rows on the left and right. You will also find that there are some appropriate places to place these smooth quartz as well. So one will be here just on the opposite side of the slide, so this kind of matches the opposite side, so leave a gap 1, place a smooth quartz, and then on the back we should be able to evenly place smooth quartz so that they are 2 rows away from each other all the way around. So we'll just have something which should look like this, which is pretty good. And what we now want to do from this point is we want to join each one of the 4 corners of the platform down to the ground. So just like this. So if we just take each one of the 4 corners, we'll build them down, and then we can discuss where the stairs are going to go. As of course, as I mentioned, we have to be able to get up and down this. So we can place here, and then just on this corner also, we want to do the exact same thing. And then, now that we've done this, the way that it works is from the top of the build, we want to leave gaps of 5. So it basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the 6th block we can mark this out. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 6th block we can mark it out. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 6th block we can mark it out. Now that is the amount of space we need in between to basically just get up and down the platform for our water slide. So we are just going to extend these blocks across and through just like this, and we will eventually end up with something that looks like kind of like scaffolding really, but it's just the support for the water slide, and I think it looks pretty good. And there's quite a few things that we have to do with the scaffolding or the support. So every time that we have the horizontal row of smooth quartz cut through the platform, we must also fill the platform in using oak planks. So we have to do this on every single level. We will also add some oak fence, but we'll probably do this after we have done the stairs. So we'll just fill all of the... We'll make it so that we can actually like 100% get up and down this thing, and then we'll worry about that, and we will build from the top as well. So there we go. So we've got all of our platforms, and then if we come up to the top of the build, it's kind of up to you where you want this to be, but in my mind, in the back corner of the platform here, we just want to be able to like easily just come up and down. And I kind of want the stairs out of the way. So if we start the stairs here, and we just need a gap of 2, I believe, not to hit our head, we just want to place stairs in such a manner, just place a stair and then an upside down stair directly behind it, and we just want to place these stairs until they eventually connect down to the next side of the platform, and you will notice that it kind of connects in the same place that we left off. So on this side of the platform, we're going to now do it. On this side, we'll leave the gap of 1, 1, 2, 3, and then we can start placing the stairs. And it's as easy as this, and this will join us down to the previous parts. Eventually, the lowest level of the platform, not by design, is very close to the ground, but it just kind of like ended up that way. So now that we've connected down to this one, we come to this corner, just the opposite corner, and dig 1, 2, 3, and then place the oak stairs just like this. And once we've done that, we will add the oak fence to the water slide, and then we will actually give the water slide a bottom, and we will add some supports for the slide itself as well. So we've been doing all of this. It's sometimes it's a little bit tricky to place these, so there we go. And then on the opposite side of the platform here, 1, 2, 3, and then we'll just add a few stairs extending down here, here, and then here. And then last but not least, we just want to place oak fence. We'll leave a gap of 2, or maybe just a gap of 1. No, we'll leave a gap of 2 so that we can easily walk in and around. And we'll just sort of like place fence all the way around the outside of this. So what we can also do is we might use iron bars on this outer part, so I'll just leave that bit alone. But for every single other level of this, I am just going to use oak fence. So let's just extend up here, and we'll do the exact same thing. So just all the way around the platform, just like this. And eventually we'll just hit the top, and on the top I'm pretty sure that we have already added oak fence all the way around, but I can't be certain. Oh, there we go, perfect. So there we go, that's kind of how this thing should look. This is looking pretty good, if I do say so myself. So to actually get the slide functioning, as I think we should do, we just have to add a layer of lime concrete underneath the empty space that is created by the 2 parallel rows of lime. So here, and we'll extend this forwards here, here, and moving forwards, down, and across. And we just also want to dig into the ground. Perfect. Nice. So, wherever you deem necessary, add some oak fence to the slide, kind of like connecting down, just like this, and it'll just kind of look like supports. Like, some good places are where the slide like naturally starts to sort of like curve a little bit, so underneath these parts work quite well. And once you're happy with this, we're just going to come all the way up to the top of the slide, and I think that this one doesn't require an additional water source, but I might be completely wrong about this. Let's see, we might indeed need to add another one. If it flows all the way in, I'll be rather happy. Absolutely perfect, there we go. And there we have it. So that should function perfectly well. And we can literally just climb into this. We don't even have to move. And we will slowly... Whoa! That was a pretty good drop, actually. And we will slowly go into the pool. That's actually really fun. These are my favourite sort of slides where they have like a huge drop like that. And we have another one like this, actually, and it's going to go along the back. And it is what we will work on next. So, now the... Thank you, slide. I appreciate that. So, Now that we have accomplished that, I think that we will work on the slide that I was just talking about. Okay, so come all the way to the back right-hand corner of the pool. All right, we want to find the 6th block inward. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to destroy this, replace this with a yellow concrete. We should be able to do this on the opposite side as well. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Destroy that, place a yellow. But what we should also be able to do is, leaving gaps of 1, place yellow concrete like this until we end up with this shape. So this is going to be kind of like the beginnings of the slide. So what we do with all of these yellow concretes is simple. We extend them forwards and down into the pool, just like this. We'll connect down, and we will end up with something that should look like that, which is perfect. So, starting from the end, we are going to extend backwards, and we'll just start with 1, and then we'll do the same to the others. We will extend back by 4. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Extend up and right by 3. 1, 2, 3. Up 1, right 1. Up 3, 1, 2, 3. Right 1. Up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right 1. Up by 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we can just stick a smooth quartz block. So this row of yellow concrete right here is going to be repeated however many more times. I actually don't know off the top of my head how many of those are there, but I do believe that there are 5 parts to this slide in total, so however many that would make. I don't know how to math, but we are going to extend all of these backwards, and once we've done that, we'll sort of in the similar sort of way that we just built the lime green slide, we will make the support for this, which is a little bit different, but also very, very, very similar. We're using the similar sort of supports for each one of the 3 major slides, and the only slide that is different is kind of like the kids slide, the more like fun slide, and that's the completely different structure entirely. But for this back one, which is kind of like the centerpiece of the park, and it's there's a reason that it's kind of like, I mean, it's kind of the biggest, sort of, or at least in my opinion, it's kind of like it takes up most of the pool, like this entire back wall, so it's kind of imposing, or at least I think it is, and it's bright yellow, so it's hard to miss. So on this side here, we just want to stick a smooth quartz block, very similar to what we did on the opposite side there. We want to drop these quartz blocks down 1 and connect them together at the bottom. We're then going to extend the ends backwards by 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then across and forwards, so just like this. Extend the corner blocks up 1, and then extend the center blocks up 1 as well. On this slide, I don't think it works out to have a smooth quartz block every other block. So what we'll have is just that pattern, where it's like on the sides we just have like rows of 2, and then on the back we have two on the sides and 3 in the middle, just like this. We're going to fill the center of this in using oak planks and extend back the yellow concrete so they're in line with the quartz, because I think that will just look a little bit better actually. So we'll just extend all of these just an additional row back, and then stick smooth quartz stairs in between all of them so that we can actually, like, you know, climb up into the slides. Or I guess slider, but slides at the same time. So we're going to then join the corners of this platform down to the ground using the smooth quartz. I guess that we've kind of like overshot this by 1 row, but that's perfectly acceptable, I think. And once we have extended each one of the 4 corners, I mean, if the sizing was a huge deal, then you could shorten the slides a little bit just up at the top, so you can shorten the actual like way that you get up and down the platform, or you can shorten the slides themselves if you are working with an incredibly limited amount of space. Sometimes I do get these things wrong by 1 or 2 blocks, ladies and gentlemen, so I do apologize, but you can shorten it up there or there if necessary. So anyway, the next thing that we have to do is discover the spacing in between the floors. So this is quite easy. We want to leave gaps of 6 in between platforms. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7th block is the quartz. 1, 2, 3, well, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7th block is the quartz, and then you'll notice that we won't have to add another platform, so that's good. We just then have to add the smooth quartz in between, just like this. We will add the oak fence and the oak planks. I don't mind adding the oak fence on this one as we add the oak planks because there is a bit more room to maneuver, whereas on the other set of platform it felt a little bit claustrophobic, so I think that we'll just add it all in one go down here. And we will also add, how will we do this? Most of the bottom down here is going to be like down here at the bottom. It's pretty much only this front face that is going to be oak fence, and it should be that the entrance to the slide is just on the left here. So all of the rest of this is actually going to be iron fence, so we won't bother filling that in, nor will we bother filling in the bottom with oak planks. But moving up here, this all wants to be oak fence just all the way around. And whilst it does provide a little bit of protection, it actually doesn't protect you as you are climbing up the stairs. It is a bit more decorative. Like, the only way to make sure that you're not going to, like, plummet off of the edge of your slide is to either build the stairs in the center so that it's a little bit harder to do that, or to fully seal in the sides. But I'm going to trust that you guys have some hand-eye coordination skills, and that's not going to happen. So I think that we'll start in the exact same places we did on this opposite on the slide over there. So in this corner here, 1, 2, 3, and we will begin building the stairs down. So literally the exact same thing, just moving down. It's going to take a while. These sets of stairs, I can't remember whether there's a curve in them. I don't think there is. No, actually, they're designed perfectly, it would seem. Not to toot my own horn, but they finish in the same place as they, like, start. So we just want to do the exact same thing that we've done a few times already. Just in the opposite corner, leave a gap, and then dig a row of 3, and then just start building the stairs. You can't go too far wrong. So here, and then upside down stairs, and then this corner here, 1, 2, 3, and then here. This will just drop us down onto the ground. And as I mentioned, we'll take care of this area later when we start adding in a bunch of oak planks everywhere. There's going to be a lot of oak planks and iron fence and stuff added a lot later, and it's just going to be easier to do that when we do the rest of it. But there we go. We now have a nice functioning way of getting all the way up to the top of the slide. And we're not even... I don't think that this slide even has support structure, so I'm not going to add any oak fence to it. But we do need a bunch of concrete, which, I mean, we've got anyway. But it's kind of the order that you want to place it in. Shall we go with red, yellow, green, blue, and purple? And the idea here is simple. So these colours are the colours of the centre parts of the slide. So between this left side here is going to be red, and we just want to run this up the back of the slide. So very similar to what we did earlier, we are just going to place the red concrete, just extending up here. And this will eventually connect up to the platform itself. And here, yeah, perfect. So there we go. That extends all the way down. And so the next one will just keep it yellow. I guess it's a bit boring to use yellow, but I was kind of going for a rainbow effect, and I think that it looks quite good this way. So here, here, just all the way up to the top. And this will connect to the platform. And the idea is that we have like five slides built into one, and it's pretty cool. It's actually semi-based on a water slide that I met, like one of the very first water slides that I made for the channel, I do believe, which was a long time ago. I don't think that I've made like just a water slide on the channel in a very long time, despite the fact, by the way, I really like making them. They're really fun, but it was like a rainbow water slide, and it was made out of like quartz and different concretes and stuff. And it also had like a canopy at the top and just a bunch of stairs like leading up to it, which was also an option for this one as well. But I wanted to make it a little bit different because I didn't want to necessarily repeat history, despite the fact that the green slide there is also based on another slide that I've made before. But they're like the most fun slides. So if you're like making a water park, you kind of don't you want the more fun slides? Like I've already made some really cool ones. Like the next one is another favorite as well, so it seemed a shame to like waste the designs, but there we go. So yeah, you can see a bit better without the water. Like again, I think that it really does make an impression. Like it's just big and multicolored. It's hard to miss. So all we've got to do, grab the water and place water here, 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 and here, and I think I'm going to ride this last one down. So this should just drop us directly into the pool, albeit a little bit slowly. Well, it's a pretty good water slide. It works as well as the green one, although the green one I think I did like a little bit more, to be honest, just in terms of water slide, but I do enjoy the design of this one as well. And that plops us right into the pool once again. So the last water slide that is going to connect to the center pool, which is kind of like the centerpiece of the park, is going to be the bowl water slide, which is going to be right there. To begin making the bowl water slide, we have to find the center block on the left side of the pool, which is, I'm like 100% sure right here just by looking at it, but it should just line up with the center of the opposite side as well. So now that we have found the center, we want to fill it in using yellow concrete, and left and right of this, and this is where things start to get a little bit trickier with this one in particular, we want to place on the left and right of the yellow concrete, we want to place orange concrete. And then we want to extend the orange concrete forwards and down using alternating yellow and orange blocks. So this water slide is stripy. So every single row of this next part is going to be stripy. So pick one of these sides, it doesn't matter which one, I'm going to go with this side, and we are now going to extend backwards by 2. So remember, that's going to be a yellow concrete followed by an orange concrete. Extend up by 1, that will be a yellow, and then extend right by 3, so orange, yellow, orange. Up by 1, that's a yellow, and then right by 3, orange, yellow, orange. Up 1, yellow, right 1, orange. And then up by 3, yellow, orange, yellow, right by 1, which is orange, and then up by 3, so yellow, orange, yellow. And we want to, on the opposite side, do the exact same thing. So we are going to kind of break our cycle a little bit. And this is because the bowl water slide kind of has 2 separate drops. It's almost like two slides, kind of, really. So now that we have kind of like this left side made as well, we can make the bottom of the slide, which is just going to be yellow concrete. I thought it would be a bit much if the bottom of this was also stripy. So we're just going to make it yellow, and it's going to come up to the top here. So now that we have kind of like the bottom part of the slide, we want to create a specific shape. So if we take a look at the slide like this, we want to take this side and extend down and up by 1. So 1 and 1. We then want to extend these blocks across and then join together like this. We then have to extend to the left by 3, so like 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then fill this little gap in here. Now, this creates a square shape, which from this point, we want to take the middle 3 blocks on every single side of the square, and we just want to extend them outwards to create a circle. We then want to place a row of orange concrete that is 1 row above and outwards from the row of yellow. And once we have done that, we want to add another layer, but it's going to be a little bit different, and I'll show you how. So underneath, we have this circular row of solid yellow concrete. We have an additional row of the orange, but then finally above this, and I'm not sure it matters, but I think that we'll kind of like line it up with down here. So yellow, orange, and then what color do we... I'm not sure it even matters, ladies and gentlemen. I might be splitting hairs here. So above and outside of this, basically all we want to do is we just want to create the same sort of stripy pattern that we have created a bunch of times before. And I was kind of like figuring to myself like, does it matter which order I place these in? I don't think it does. And if it does concern you, if you really are bothered, like, actually I would prefer it if the orange started here and the yellow was there, and if in between, then feel free to just change it around. So we'll just have something which should look like that. And there we go, that looks perfectly good to me. Well, beyond this, we have to add the next part of the slide. So at the back center part of the slide over here, left and right of this orange concrete block, we want to place, I guess it would be, so this is orange, so we want to place yellow. Or does it matter? Actually, I guess it would be orange, right? So orange, and then, no, yellow on top of these 2 orange blocks, and then orange. And then I guess it'd be yellow behind. It kind of like blends in with the rest of the slide. I guess we're kind of like going off of the alternating pattern, but that's perfectly fine. So we've done that, and we probably should just pick a side now. So let's pick this side, and we want to extend this backwards with first an orange block, then a yellow concrete. We want to go up 1 and then right by 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then up 1, right 1, up by 3, 1, 2, 3, right 1, up by 3, 1, 2, 3, and then right by 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. So we want to copy this onto the opposite side. We're not going to add any quartz just yet. I just want to get the actual slide itself made, and then we can make all of the platform. We might as well break the mold with this slide, as we have done for every other part of it. So underneath this, we want to place some yellow concrete, so kind of similar with the lower half of the slide as well. This is just going to be the base, and it just wants to extend all the way back. So we'll just end up with something that should look like this, which is pretty good. I have discovered that to make the scaffolding / entrance / exit fit a little bit better, that we just need to raise up the water slide an additional row. So what I think I'm going to do here is on top of these yellow concretes add an orange, and then behind them a yellow, and then just destroy what's underneath here, change the layout of the bottom of the slide, and then just stick a smooth quartz stair. So this way we actually have a little bit of a better drop just right at the beginning, and this way we don't really have to alter too much more. So once we have done that, underneath the right side of the slide here, I want to place a smooth quartz block, and then extend that to the right by 2, so 1, 2. Then, on the opposite side of the slide, I want to place the smooth quartz, and then I want to extend it to the left by 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Extend back by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then extend across, and then just join all the way back. We can then fill the center of this platform in using the oak planks, as we have done many a time now. Place smooth quartz block on the corners of our platform. We can place them in the centers of the platform on the left and right, and then we'll leave a gap of 2, and we will also place an additional smooth quartz just on the front, and we'll kind of keep the pattern like we'll leave a gap of 2, smooth quartz, gap of 2, smooth quartz, and on this slide as well, it actually lines up the same way as the slide on the opposite side, and we just want to place the oak fence. So beyond this, we want to join the 4 corners of the platform down to the ground, of course, using the smooth quartz blocks. That is something that we have done multiple times already, so we should have no problem doing this whatsoever. All the way down. And then these here. I'd also build up from the bottom as well, but I actually don't know the position without counting. And by the time I've counted, I might as well have just flown all the way up here and, you know, just extended it from the top anyway. And the way that we are going to devise these stairs on this side is we will leave a gap of 5 between every single portion of the platform. So starting from the top, a gap of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Place a smooth quartz on the 6th block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Smooth quartz. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then smooth quartz. So this is, in terms of the actual like way that we get up and down, the entrance, the scaffolding, the support system, it's pretty identical to the green water slide, so, or the drop slide as I kind of call it. We've kind of like got the bowl water slide, which is this one, rainbow water slide, which is of course the rainbow one, and we have the drop water slide, which is the lime green one. That is what I have affectionately called all of the different slides. So beyond this, I don't know why, I feel like starting from the bottom, there's no real reason. I'm just going to fill in all of the platforms with the oak planks, and then add the oak fence around the edge. And all the way down at the bottom of the build, we will also add, we should add at the bottom, I guess it'll be iron on this side, but it will be oak fence on this side. And the entrance will be somewhere kind of like in the middle over here. So we'll just leave a gap of 2 on the right. And then this is like where we will enter and just enter the slide actually. It's thinking about it, ladies and gentlemen. I've been thinking about this all wrong. The scaffolding is only an entrance. The exit is the water slide itself. Now that I'm thinking about it. Like, this is just an entrance. Unless you want to climb all the way down. But you might as well just take the water slide. It would be a real shame if you got all the way up to the top here and you were like, I'm not doing it. I refuse. The slide is too intimidating. I must use my legs to go down instead of sliding down. So I guess this is just an entrance. And we have just about, yeah, perfect. So we've added all the oak fence, and I don't even need to tell you guys. This corner here, destroy 1, 2, 3 blocks in front of it, and then we can place all of the oak stairs. So just leading all the way down. And eventually this will just connect to the next part of the platform, and so on and so forth. This will neatly take us to the bottom. It literally is pretty much almost a copy of the drop water slide, which is pretty cool that like these two slides are like kind of equal, you know, because they're on opposite sides. Like, it provides a little bit of symmetry. Whereas it doesn't matter so much for the rainbow water slide because it's kind of like a thing all by itself. It's I don't know what I'm even saying really, but you know, it's nice that the left and right sides are balanced as all things should be, and the back is, you know, the back is just its own thing. So we have just about dropped all the way to the bottom now. We've just got to place this last little set of stairs. And we will once again tackle the remaining part of the floor and the surrounding area when we get to that part of the tutorial later on. We've just got to place a water just up at the top here, and as I said, we should be able to just drop straight in. And we do have a slight decision on what we want to do with the bowl itself. So my recommendation, I think, would be to fill the bowl in using water. So, well, not lava, to fill in with water. And, you know, if you want to get out, then you've kind of just got to swim yourself anyway. And then once you find that center point, you should just be taken naturally into the center pool. But if you wanted to, you could just have, like, that one line that flows all the way down to the bottom. But I think that kind of removes the fun of it. And it's up to you whether you want the slide to have any support or not. Like, maybe I might consider adding just 2 rows of oak fence. Just, like, 1 row back here. And then 1 row just on the opposite side. So just so that it looks a little bit supported. I mean, you know, gravity, we needn't think about gravity with this being Minecraft, but I think maybe it looks a little bit more plausible, it looks a little bit more better, question mark, with just that tiny little bit of support. I don't know, but that is kind of like the trio of slides complete, which is obviously the largest part of this water park, which moves us on to the next part. Next up, we are going to fill in the actual central pool with water. So the way that I'm going to do this, I think I'll do it up to this stair level right here. Sometimes water can be a little bit weird when you fill it in, but hopefully if we just kind of like fill it in from the sides here, well, that's not ideal. If we just fill it in from the sides here, and then hopefully just add a few more source blocks in the center, sometimes that works out. How are you supposed to, like, traditionally fill this middle part in? Do you always just need to place additional blocks? Like, I just usually use, like, fill commands now, so it's not really, like, for me, like, I literally, it's just, like, slash fill. Like, do we just have to place a row of... I'm gonna get so many comments, like, what are you doing? That's such a stupid way of doing, like... I can see it now, but I mean, I can't see how else I would do it, honestly. So we can just chop these off, and then hopefully that will provide enough of a foundation for us to throw some water in here. See, it's such a mess. How do we just place it around here, maybe? There we go. I think we're getting somewhere now. I think we're... There we go. It's evening out a little bit. There's nothing to place it on. So maybe we've just got to get the concrete out again just a little bit just over here in this section. And we can just place... Like, if we just place it underneath here, I think it should just be fine. Maybe just across again. I really would recommend World Edit to you guys. A bit of an easier solution to this. It doesn't have to be 100% perfect, to be honest, but I think it's pretty good over this side. Just over this side a little bit. I would like it a little bit more even. I think if we just place it from here and then just underneath, it should just spread it out a bit. There we go. I think there we go. That works nicely. That's good enough for me. So the reason that we wanted the pool filled, other than obvious reasons of, you know, I mean, a pool without water is not a pool, it's just a hole. We want to add some decoration to it. And the way that we're going to do this is with the kind of like little rubber rings that you can have just whilst like chilling in a pool. So we can have like a lime green one. This is made out of 4 lime stained glass panes just joined together. And we can have another one over here. We'll have a red one. And let's just replace this. We'll have a red one, and I think we'll place it a little bit towards the front. So we'll just join it together like this, so it's in a slightly different plane. And we'll also have one on the back, and now this one on the back is going to be made using 2 colours, so yellow, blue, yellow, blue. Perfect. So that is the effect that we have, and it just looks really good, and I get some like nice cool shadows in there as well with the shaders. So that is absolutely perfect. The next thing that we are going to do from here is make the sandpit. So the sandpit is, as one might expect, made out of sand. The sandpit is the same width as the pool. We leave a gap of 2, and then we dig a row of 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then, well, I mean, it's the same size as the pool, so just dig across and line it up with the pool. As long as it is 15 rows in length, then you can't really go too far wrong. So this is going to be the shape of it. And of course, we just now have to dig out the center and replace all of it with sand. With this area filled in, we are now going to add some more details to it. So the first thing that I'm going to do is just kind of like dig out a little bit of the area. And of course we'll want to add some more sand. So just kind of like create a couple of pits to create a bit of a variance in the terrain. And I'll also grab water as well. And I'm going to fill this particular part with water because it's like a really cool decoration I like to use whenever we're like with sand. And it's a mini lighthouse, so we'll place a red nether brick wall, diorite wall, and a lantern on top. That looks like a little mini lighthouse, or at least it does to me. And I think that that looks really cool. If we had some sort of like stone slab, that might kind of like exacerbate the effect as well. So maybe just like one to the side here. I think that that looks pretty cool. And we can create some more pits sort of like towards the back of the area here and just fill them in with sand again. If you want to go, you can start use, if you like, you can use slabs as well, like sand slabs in some sort of way. Like it makes sense if there was just like built up areas as well, but again, you don't have to go too crazy. It's completely up to you. And we can add some decoration with like buckets and spades, and you can just have the bucket if you like, and you can just have the spade if you like, and you can have sand castles in the form of just 4 sandstone walls. It creates a little bit, you know, you got to use your imagination a little bit, but you know, that's kind of how this goes. And we might have to, we don't want to build too close to the sides as there are going to be some lounging beds, but of course you can remove and replace those and stuff. Like it doesn't have to be in the exact same spot that I have mine. But anyway, that's kind of like the sand pit sort of area, and the next part will be for us to make the beds, which requires the smooth quartz stairs, smooth quartz slab, string, end rods, and then just 2 colour carpets really. One should be white in my opinion because it just goes with everything, and the other can be whatever colour you want. Let's start on the right side here. So leaving a gap of 1 from the corner, smooth quartz stair, end rod, smooth quartz stair, and then we should be able to leave gaps of 2, I believe. So 1, 2, stair, end rod, stair, gap of 2, stair, end rod, stair. There we go, perfect. And then they're perfectly spaced. And we just want to place slabs in front of the beds. Add another row on top of the end rods, just like this. We'll be doing the same thing on the opposite side, by the way. And then we just want to add string all the way around the top of the upper end rod. There we go. And then it'll be a white carpet in the center and then red surrounding it. But feel free to change the colors of these. It might even be fun to have different colors as well. So like, I mean, just some nice colors would include just like, I don't know, just the primary sort of colors really. So like red, yellow, blue would look pretty good, I think. And I might even change that towards the end, but the only reason that I don't have like a million different colors and this and that and is only because of like inventory space. Like it's already a bit of a struggle now, so without adding all of that stuff in, it looks pretty good though, right? I'm pretty happy with that, and we want to do the same thing on the opposite side. So leave a gap of 1 from the corner, stair, gap, stair, gap, gap, stair, gap, stair, gap, gap, stair, gap, stair. And we can place these slabs in front of the stair and then end rods in between the stairs, and then extend these up, and then we can begin with the string. That was so fast. that went a little bit faster, but we've just got to place the string around here, which is so difficult. I cannot see it at all. It kind of reminds me of that gym in like the original Pokemon, like yellow, blue, and red and what have you. I think it's the Fuchsia gym, where like there's like a hidden path, but if you like squint your eyes like really tight and you can like kind of see it, or at least that's what it was like for me. Like you can kind of see, like it's meant to be like an invisible wall, but you can kind of see where it's supposed to go. That's the same sort of thing with the string. I failed at that miserably as well. So we want to have something which should look like that, which I'm really quite happy with. This really starts to pull together in the next part, guys. Like this almost seems like it doesn't really all join together, but I promise you it does. So the next thing that we're going to make is kind of like the little changing room areas. So this is made using red concrete, the smooth quartz block, some white banners, or doors. I'm not 100% which I like more. Doors might be a little bit better, to be honest, but we still do need the white banners. And we need the quartz stairs and tripwire hooks. And honestly, that's pretty much it. So we're going to line this up with the back right-hand corner of the sand and leave a gap of 2. And then we're going to place a red concrete, smooth quartz block, red concrete, smooth quartz block, and then extending across the back, red concrete, smooth quartz, red concrete. Extend the red concrete forwards to equal the length of the opposite row, this candy cane row that we have here, and then extend across the back, smooth quartz, red concrete, smooth quartz, and then forwards, red concrete, smooth quartz, red concrete, and then extend inwards with the smooth quartz, and then in this opposite side we kind of want the same thing as well, just a smooth quartz block. Now we can raise up every single one of these blocks, each by 1, and then red concretes in between as well, so just like this. And then inside of here, we don't actually need the string anymore, but we could do with the oak planks. But I think that they're actually in my chest, so I'll just grab these. And the insides of these are meant to be oak planks, or you could even use sand, honestly, but I think that oak planks is a little bit better. And inside each one of these changing rooms, we want to have 2 upside down stairs on the right side with a tripwire hook. So 2 upside down stairs, tripwire hook, and then we can just put doors on them. So just like this. If you want to give them tops, you can as well, but I quite like them open, so I'm just going to leave it like that. And that's looking pretty good. There is also an entrance as well, which is, I mean, we might as well add it because it's kind of like just down the line here. And I have so many materials. So if we leave a gap of 2 between this changing room, so 1, 2, we want to place 1, 2, 3 blue concrete extending from the ground, extend in 1, up, and then right by 1, 2, 3, down, right, and then down. Add a layer of yellow concrete behind this, followed by a layer of blue concrete. And this is kind of just going to be the entrance to the water park. Just nice and simple. We're not going to have any ticket barriers or anything like that. This is just the entrance. So I was thinking it might be fun if we had kind of like a little water effect for the entrance. And if we just destroy these top 2 center blocks and the 2 blocks below. Almost forgot that last time. I had to re-record that part. I looked like a fool. But we're going to place water here, and it just kind of like drops down. And later on, we'll obviously like replace this with oak planks or something like that. But it's kind of cool that we can like walk through water to get into the park or around it. It just kind of adds like an extra little layer, I think. It's kind of fun. So anyway, that is the entrance archway to the park. We have the changing rooms, we have this little central area, we have 3 big slides. The next thing we have to do is the kind of like kids slide. So for the kids area, we have to make another little pool. The pool is pretty much the same length as the sand area that we made earlier, so we'll leave a gap of 2. And then we want to add a long row into the ground that is equal in length to the sand, just 2 rows away, and then extend the ends of this towards the left side of the park by 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we just want to join across just like this. So with this, we also have to dig out this area and we have to dig down as well. So we're going to dig down by, let's say, 1, 2, because this is quite a shallow pool. So dig down by 2, and then we have to dig out the entire center of this area, replace the sides and the bottom using smooth quartz. We'll also add smooth quartz slabs around the edge of the pool, and we will also add some stairs in as well. So very similar to what we did with the central pool. It's just a bit smaller and a little bit shallower. With the pool complete, we can now add the fun part. So there is kind of like a playhouse slash water slide for us to build. And if we come all the way to the back corner of the pool here and move inwards 1, 2, destroy this block, place a lime, destroy 2 blocks, place a lime. And then it's up to you whether you want to destroy the center bit and then kind of like extend the slide into the pool, or whether you just kind of like want to line it up to the pool. But next, we want to extend both blocks back by 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then we want to connect these diagonally. So we want to place 2 blocks extending back diagonally, extend them back by 1, up by 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then back by 2, 1, 2, add another row on top, and do the same to the opposite side. So raise it up, back 2, 2 on top. And then, of course, we need to add a base to this, so we'll dig in the ground a little bit, add some lime underneath, behind, underneath, just like this. And then we want to connect these together at the top in the center, so just kind of like this, to kind of make a little tunnel. We'll extend it 1 row forwards as well, because it will just look a little bit better this way. And then on the left side of this, we'll add a row of yellow concrete just hanging off of the line, and then extend the yellow concrete left by 1, 2, and then back by 1, 2, 3, 4, across by 1, 2, 3, 4, and then forwards until we connect just to the slide. We want to raise the yellow concrete so that it is we want to add 2 rows to it, so it wants to be as high as the lime concrete for the slide, just like this. And we want to add a platform underneath it. So the platform is made using blue concrete, and we pretty much just want to fill in just directly underneath it like this. We need to add a door just towards the back of the left side, so this is just, you know, enough space, a little window. And then on top of this, I think that we can actually add an additional layer of yellow just all the way around the top, as we have to give it a roof, which is just red concrete. So you want to place red concrete on the side, the left side and the right side, and the red concrete wants to extend in a row on both sides, and then extend the red concrete in and up and in and up and in and up until eventually hits a peak. We want to place yellow concrete just underneath like so, and we want to have this on both sides just like that. And we're going to place red concrete joining the front and the back together, just like this. And this is exactly what we're doing. So just front to back, just like so. And we also want to, well, we have to extend the platform that this sits on a little bit. So I think that we're going to extend the blue concrete just forwards a row. So we'll do this on the right side as well. And we need to extend it hanging off the left side by 2 rows, just like this. And then we want to take the back left corner and we're going to drop it a row, the back left corner. And we want to do this in 2, so the block right next to it as well. So drop down, forwards, down, forwards, down, forwards, down, forwards, down, forwards, just like this. And that should leave a few rows away from here. Or we could even like extend it an additional layer like this, and then kind of like taper it, just like so. So it's like moving towards the pool. We could even give it like a little step up using smooth quartz. But anyway, we want to also add some oak fence just around the edge here at the top, just to kind of make it look a little bit more realistic, I think. And extend the platform down on the corners, or at least where we can. You kind of only have to do it really on the front left corner, the back right corner, and I'd say maybe the front right corner as well, maybe if need be. And that's looking pretty good. And what we can then do is just add water. So is there a way to make it so that we can like place water? So like if we have a stair here and then we place water, and this should just drop down. That's there we go. Don't know what was happening there. And there we go. That is the slide perfectly functioning. And then we just have to add a bit of water in here. And once again, after we've done this, maybe we can add the same sort of decorations as we did in the other pool. This one, I guess that we can't add as many. We could add a floaty. That might be cool. So I guess that's what they're called, like the rubber rings. We could add an Ender Dragon floaty. That might be fun. So we don't have all of the materials for this, but, you know, I think that you guys might appreciate this. So if we just have some black glass, we can kind of make an Ender Dragon floaty. So this needs a bit of room. So we're going to make this in the middle, right? And instead of the usual, like, 2x2 square of glass pane, we need like a 3x3, and we leave the center open, so it is kind of like a floaty already, like you're in the middle. We add a dragon head to the front like this, and then we extend a block off the back, and you can even like raise it up in the air and then back. And I don't know, it's kind of fun. It's kind of like an Ender Dragon floaty. You can even give it wings just on the sides here. It takes up a massive amount of the pool, but I think it's kind of fun. Obviously, you can make it a bit better than that, but just as kind of like a small... it is kind of just like a fun sort of thing. You can do, by the way, you can do the same thing with like skeleton heads and enderman heads and stuff, and you can... obviously take up a little bit less space, but that's kind of fun. I really like that. Anyway, beyond that, ladies and gentlemen, we have kind of completed this area, and the next things that we are going to do are mainly just like structural, except actually there is an ice cream stand. So the ice cream stand is actually made over in this area here, so it's kind of just like behind the kids' play area. And the way that we figure out where it is if we take the corner of this pool and we move outwards diagonally from it. So 1, 2, 3. This is a good position for it. So on this block, we actually need to place an upside down quartz stairs. And then left of it, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then curve them around. 1, 2. And then on this side as well. 1, 2. And then on the front of this, we just need some glass. I can't believe that I've forgotten that, but hey, what can you do? So the glass literally just goes straight across the front, and we want to place end rods. I can't believe I forgot the end rods. So end rods are placed on the center, and we place 1, 2, 1, 2, so it keeps it nice and light as well. Cauldrons along the inside with Neapolitan yellow, pink, and brown on top. And I think we might even curve these stairs around, actually. So, yeah, kind of like turn them sideways like this. I think that looks pretty good. And basically all we have to do from here is just add some string. And... oh, and we need a banner as well. But that's okay, we can do that. So we just need to place string in between the end rods. And on top of the glass. Like this. And behind. Here we go. And then light blue carpet on the end, middle, and other end with white carpet in between. So nice and simple. Perfect. And all we have to do from here is throw a loom on the ground, open it up, white banner in there, light blue dye, make it stripy, grab that, throw that in front of the 3 middle blocks of the stand, And there we have just like a nice simple ice cream stand, which might look a little bit weird and out of place, just kind of like here by itself. But once we add all of the fencing and what have you around the build, then that will make so much more sense, ladies and gentlemen. And we have actually sort of reached the point where we just have to make the walls and the floor and the car park, which I believe is best shown in kind of like a time-lapse fashion anyway. So let's do it. So the first thing that we have to think about is what sort of area do we want our water park to occupy? This is where things get a little bit malleable because you can shape this into your desired shape. I'm just digging around and carving a shape into the ground and replacing it using light grey concrete. You can make this bigger or smaller, you can make it more form-fitting, or you could turn this into a rectangle. Once you yourself have kind of figured out what sort of space you want to take up with your park, simply place iron bars directly on top of your light grey concrete. Make sure that you can't sneak in and out of the park like through the entrance of the water slides. And that's pretty much all there is to it. So there's a bit of design choice involved there. I'm also replacing most of the ground of the water park using oak planks. By the way, I did also place sea lanterns into where the water for the entrance hits the ground, just to kind of like make it a little bit more apparent. Around the slides, mainly pretty much every single slide except for the kids slide, I'm just placing a little bit of light grey concrete as well with some iron bar separation. You could also use oak fence if you wanted to, but every single bit of grass is going to be replaced with something inside of the park. My recommendation is oak planks unless it is for a specific purpose. So underneath any fence that you might be placing, whether that is iron bars or oak fence, you're just going to want to replace everything using oak planks, in my opinion. I don't think that there's any circumstance in which you would probably want to keep grass unless you do want to add a little bit of plant life, which is 100% perfectly valid if you did want to, but actually, that might have been cool, adding some palm trees or something to a part of the park. Maybe it's something that I will even consider for myself, but especially around the area on the left that I'm working on, since it's kind of like a bit of a dead space, it might have been cool there, but equally so, if you don't feel like doing that, oak planks will work nicely. A little bit of smooth stone in front of the entrance area to create a car park, which is just made up of 5 parking bays. That is smooth stone in rows of 6, or smooth quartz in rows of 6 rather, separated by 3 rows each. The rest of it is grey concrete. Added a little bit of plant life in the corner, and I have just cleaned up the grid. And that is pretty much all there is to it. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I do hope that you have enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please do remember to like and subscribe. Click that little bell next to the subscription button. That'll ensure that you get all my videos sent directly to your sub box. And, well, that's kind of it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.